Welcome to episode 40 of DM Podcast. Absolutely blown away that we've survived 40 episodes, which is just crazy. So thanks to Mick and Mark for being here from day one. Much appreciated. Obviously, the podcast, we talk about general taxi news and stories, just general chit-chat really about the trade, anything that's happening on the previous week from dmnews.co.uk. Make sure you go check that out. So obviously, let's just start the podcast as we normally start the podcast. Let's go to Mark. Shut up, Raph. Welcome to episode 1 of the Drive and Mick podcast. Listen, stop it, lads. We'll be talking about that in a second. Mark, what have I been up to today, kid?
I had one private airport run down to East Midlands. That were about.
Yeah.
That was at 2:30 pickup, 2:45 pickup. Came back, logged on, and I got an Uber from Manchester from Sheffield to Manchester Airport, which I very rarely do, but because I knew I was coming on here, I thought I'd do it. I did that.
And what was that paying?
£54.
How many hours?
Plus £5 for the toll, sort of thing.
So 60 quid.
Yeah, crap.
All in.
It's crap.
How many hours is that?
It took me an hour and 10 there, an hour and 20 to get back, so that's 2.5 hours. But
What
then
time?
private, bearing in mind my private's about 95 quid.
No, yeah, but you got to look at now it's at a time base, but that's still 55 quid for 2.5
£20 an hour.
Depends how you look at it, really.
Yeah, £22 an hour.
Would you have made more if you stayed local around Sheffield? Or do you reckon you would have hit those figures as well? That's the big question.
No, that's why I took it. I don't know. Probably, what time were it now? It was 5 o'clock, wasn't it? Well, I got back here for... What time did I get back here for? I think walked back in my house. I can't remember. 2.5 hours. No, I probably wouldn't have done 55. I don't know. I probably would have done 55 quid and then 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah. That's a big question, isn't it? Because I posted one on TikTok before, and it was 75 quid going to Leeds for 70 quid. Mick said you would have done that in the comments, wouldn't you? But we can't go live like online there, so it would have been like a 3.5 hour round trip for 70 quid on the morning
even
rush.
If you don't,
would you have made that staying local?
Yeah, even if you don't.
Gamble, innit?
No, you wouldn't. Simple as you wouldn't. You might make that staying local.
You wouldn't do 70 quid and free to possibly, depending on morning rush traffic on the 62, 3 to 4 hours, 75 quid.
Yeah, but
£20 an hour morning rush.
Quid an hour.
You could possibly.
Yeah,
it could be more or less, really. It's a bit of a gamble, isn't it?
What time was the job offer?
6 in the morning. Half 6, 7 in the morning. It was literally at the start of morning rush. So we would have got stuck in morning rush going to and from Leeds. That's what I said in the video. Do you know what I mean? That could have been a 4-hour job, that. Even 4.5. Sometimes that M62 is disgusting, mate. Coming from Leeds in the morning rush, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you've only got to get back to Halifax before you can get a job again, so.
Halifax, where's that? I thought it was East Manchester. Is that Halifax?
It's in between Huddersfield. It's in between Huddersfield and Manchester, isn't it? Halifax.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as you get to like the east side of Manchester, when you can go back online for ourselves.
Well, once you hit Halifax, Huddersfield, then it's Rochdale, so you must be able to go live in Huddersfield.
Yeah. I don't know what Huddersfield, but I know Rochdale, you do. So Greater Manchester region, we can go live in. It depends what Huddersfield is on. Is Huddersfield under Greater Manchester? I don't think it is it?
No, I don't think it is.
Rochdale is.
It's West Yorkshire, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, Mick, you haven't worked today, have you?
Not today, not this morning, no.
You're saying that? He's shocked. He's had like 7 jobs this morning.
Only finished at 10 o'clock last night. He was asleep then.
Did you work till 10 o'clock?
Why did you finish at 10 o'clock last night, Mick? What's happened?
You worked till 10 o'clock last night on a Sunday night?
No, it weren't.
He had to, didn't he?
It was 8 o'clock.
He had to, though, didn't he?
Oh, to make his 40 hours.
Oh, by the way, guys, just before Mick actually explains a little bit about it, just a little bit, he actually done a full video on it and a breakdown of the whole week and everything, and we've stuck it on Patreon. So if you go sign up to the free trial of Patreon, you can go and watch that video. And then you don't have to renew your Patreon if you don't want, or you can come and join and stay. Regular videos are always going on live. We're going to start as well organising challenge videos and head-to-head videos within the Patreon community, and we'll put it on Patreon. So it's going to be pretty cool going forward. But go on, Mick. Mark, sit down, lad. Let's just sit back. Come on, Mick. How'd you get on, mate?
The video? Go and have a look at the video.
I've not watched it yet. I've got to admit,
I like the plug. Yeah.
Mick, I'll watch it. I'll watch it after
though.
this when I go back to bed. I'll watch it. It puts me to sleep.
Oh, Mick, that's not very nice. Mick was very entertaining in that video. Thank you very much, Mark.
Oh, I might watch it then. How long's it on for?
4 hours.
4 hours.
No, 11 minutes. But listen, let's just do obviously it's not fair to just put everyone in it. Let's just do a little snippet. So, Mick, obviously you've done your... The original deal was, right, I said to him, do you reckon you can hit 40 hours, 800 quid in 40 hours, which will average a £20 an hour average, which will bring in around minimum wage after your vehicle? And I said, do you reckon it's possible? I said no. Mick said yes. And I said, as long as you don't focus your hours on the weekend, which you didn't, you spread them over the full week of when he wanted to work. So it was a little bit of dead hours, a little bit of even rush, and obviously half it was over the weekend.
Yeah.
Go on, Mick. Just as a little summary, what did you end up on that?
So the latest I worked was a Thursday night, and that was up to 11 o'clock. I finished at 11 o'clock. The other days, Friday I worked till about 9:30. That was the other latest. The others I was at 8 o'clock. Saturday I finished at 8:30, 8 o'clock. Sunday I finished at 8 o'clock. I done 23 hours between Monday and Friday. Yeah. Monday, Wednesday off. And then 17 hours. Well, it wasn't exactly 17. It was about 15 hours over Saturday, Sunday. And I'd done the 800 quid in 38 hours. Just under 38 hours it was.
You did. I don't want to talk this more of like get a discussion. Well, I don't agree with this, but you do. Is you did take your breaks off, didn't you, while you were in your car?
Yeah, so me working hours, that was me hours. The 38 hours is obviously me sat in the car, available for work. When I was going for something to eat or a break or whatever, I'd switch the app off and go and have my break. I see that as personally, as a self-employed worker, I'm not available for work. I'm not working. Now, I said and I'll stick by it as well. That was very, very hard work. It was hard work because I feel that's been most probably the hardest I've worked in a week since I've been on the taxis. Now, I've done stupid hours. We've all done it. We've all been out 10, 12 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week. Sometimes when I was doing Uber back before all my company, I used to do that. But it was easy because I'd have WhatsApp groups. I'd be chatting to lads. I still got that now. I still got a few WhatsApps, and I don't go and meet up with lads as much as I did when I was full-time Uber. But we used to be able to, I'm going down to have a scan at Mackey's, I'm going to have a coffee, blah, blah, blah. We'd sit in Mackey's an hour, 2 hours, and it'll pass your shift by. Do you know what I mean? But I couldn't sit in Mackey's for 2 hours, sitting with the lads having a coffee, blah, 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 and go, yeah, I've been working them last 2 hours. I haven't. I've been chilling with the lads. Do you know what I mean?
That's what you were trying to say, weren't you? You were trying to say this challenge, because it was a challenge, you couldn't kind of enjoy yourself, and you couldn't just have an hour off here because you'd be going, oh, mate, it's an hour to the challenge.
That's another thing. I think if I had a little bit more freedom, maybe, the best way to put it is cherry pick a little bit more. So I feel like my percentage has, but that's over the last 3 weeks, obviously. But I feel like my confirmation rate has shot up 30%. Because of the way I've been working. Would you accept
stupid jobs then?
No, I'd take anything, Mark. Literally, if it was within a mile of me or half a mile of me. And there was a lot of times where I was dropping off, picking up, dropping off, picking up, dropping off, picking up.
Yeah.
And
but loads of 380s, was it? Was there loads of 380s?
Yeah, well, 4, 5s. Not very often. You see £3. It was more £4.
I found it quite hard when I do working like that. I find it quite hard when it feels like you could go out for 6 hours, and if you're doing jobs like that, it feels like you're just constantly driving for the 6 hours, if you get me.
And it just
Because
it
it's just
feels like
leading on to the...
you've done 17 jobs and your money's gone to 40 quid, and you're like, ah. Do you know what I mean? Like that Thursday night, that was a killer night. That was hard fought to get 180 quid out of that Thursday. You know, proper hard fought.
What,
Bearing
quiet
in
or...
mind, I had the Chester in there for 28 quid in that 180 quid.
So I had 180, 30 quid if it was one trip, and the
One
rest
trip.
was dead small ones.
Yeah, 26 jobs I done that day. For
26 in one day.
quid. I averaged it worked out. And if you take the 30 quid off and put 150, it probably averages a hell of a lot lower. But I averaged it at 26 over 180, and it's £7 a job. And it didn't even, it felt hell of a lot less than that, them jobs, mate. Sometimes you're just like, oh, but it's the psychology in my head. I've got to earn 800 quid in 40 hours here. Where if I had a little bit of more freedom, it was like, don't bother with that. Yeah. I've tested it as well while I was doing it. I was like, skip a few, let me see what happens. And then next minute, I'll get an 18, 16 quid job come through. Yeah. Whereas if I'd took the 4 quid before that 16 quid job, I'd have to do another 3 jobs to get to that 16 quid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You did it in segments and all, didn't you? Was it like 3 segments in the day? Or 2 segments, as in split? Do you reckon you could have done 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday? And probably did
what,
the
without
same?
Breaks, do you mean?
Well, no.
No, he means not going home for 2 hours and coming back out later on.
I mean,
you know,
yeah, so I mean, so like going out at 9.
It was only 2 days that I done that. Let me just double check. It was only like 2 days where I went home where I had like a 2 hour stint.
It was like the school runs, weren't it, Mick? And also do like your kids' clubs and stuff like that, weren't it?
The kids were off, weren't it? It was half term.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, so...
Let me just go to the comments there quick, just while Mick's doing that. Yeah, 3 Musketeers. Yeah. As an Uber driver, do we need to register our reg dropping off at Ryder Hotels? Yes, mate, depends on the... I've done a video on that on Radisson Blue, Manchester. Be careful, mate. And then obviously live, I'll get Mick to answer this as Jordan this thing. Thanks, mate.
Come back to that Abu. Come back for that Abu thing, that dropping off in hotels. Just look at the signage when you get into it and drop people off, because there will be signs, won't you, saying you must register. So just...
Radisson Blue now says up to 5 minutes, fiver. They don't even say it's like 15 minutes free no more, not like that. That's at the Radisson Blue, Manchester Airport. So go on, Mick.
Yeah, so I rarely don't. I only had breaks in between, Mark. I didn't go home with like any major stints. The only time I done that was yesterday to watch the game. By the way, Reds are going to win the league. Hand it over, hand it over.
Listen, Mick.
Hand it over.
I don't even know. I'm not a big huge fan. But I'd always like to say that Evans are both United.
Get that plug in, man. Go for it, lad, while you can.
Mick. Hey, but listen, honestly, you are saying what you say, but there's a few things I want to pick holes in a little bit. And also just for the content, right? So there's a few things. One, if you're saying if you had like an hour while you were in your car, like chilling or whatever, don't you feel like if you're in an office and I don't get paid for a half an hour of my dinner, I can't go home, I can't play the PS, I can't do what I need to do, I've got to sit in the office and eat my food. Is that a similar vibe for you because you're having half an hour and you didn't log it on as your day? No, look, you weren't at home, you weren't back at home chilling. And
this is the reason why I put it out there, Matty, the fact that I said that was hard work. And I know if you're in a 9 to 5, or not even a 9 to 5, a self-employed job, an employed job, you can go off, you can Skype, you can go and have a coffee and make 20 minutes off here and there. But if you do that as a self-employed driver, you're not getting paid.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So that's the perks of employed and self-employed. There's another perk in there for what you prefer. Do you know what I mean? Whereas really, for us self-employed drivers, we seem like we leave the house at 12 midday and come back at midnight. But we could have been sitting with the lads having a coffee, or we could have been sat chilling on our phone for 4 hours of that.
We went for the brekkie on Sunday, didn't we?
That's what I mean. Just little things like that. Well, that was Saturday, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I can't remember. That's all blurred places.
There's an hour I had off with you in the cafe. Do you know what I mean? On Saturday afternoon, straight away took off my thing. really, you can't, as a self-employed driver, you can't include that as a working hour.
And there's one more thing we'll touch on it, and then you just got to go and watch the video on Patreon, guys.
Yeah.
Nick, expenses-wise, mate, what was you left with after the £800 and the 38 hours? What were you left with?
Well, that
including obviously, we're not including your food while you're out the house and stuff, but more like your vehicle or any tolls and anything, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, so
Balance or anything.
235's me settle, and I put, I think it was about 48.50
wasn't
in diesel. But I did have a little bit left in my tank. But
You said about 300 quid, didn't you?
yeah, so just to max it out, 300, say, so 500 I took home, do you know what I mean?
In 38 hours, which works out about, we've done math, about £13 an hour.
Yeah.
Which is more than minimum wage, but that's after him having the car as well. So it did work out in that sense.
That's another thing. If you compare it to me and an unemployed worker, I'm obviously still the better off person. Yeah, I've had them. I don't like you've got all the employment perks where you can skive. You've got your
holiday pay, sick
pay, all that comes with it. But then I also, to counteract that, I have a vehicle full time for family life, everything else, and blah blah blah. Out of that,
and that's where the pros and cons come up, doesn't it? Yeah. That's why, like people say, even if you're banking 12 quid an hour on Uber after your expenses, you've got a car in your back pocket. I know you're going to pay national insurance and tax, but you've got a car in your back pocket, but you lose the benefits. That's why it's very opinionated. People go, I'm not working private hire, it's awful, I'd rather work in a normal job. And then some people say I couldn't work in a normal job, and that's the whole point of...
Do you not put holiday pay in that then, mate?
What?
Holiday pay. Or not?
No, really, because the way me as a self-employed driver, the way I look at it is like, look at me in me 2 weekends in March. I'm away. I'm not working. So personally, as I don't really include that until I actually am going away. Like, I'll work Monday to Friday. I'll bunk a lot of hours in Monday to Friday to make up for the weekend. And you could count that as me holiday pay that week. Do you know what I mean? That's the way similar I work. So yeah. I don't. Some lads might put a little bit away every week just to cover their holidays or whatever. But normally it comes to that, right, next month, we're going away there. I'm going to put a few hours in extra the weeks before. And that's when I'll make me money up that way for it. I don't do it over a whole year. Do you know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you, I'm more of like, oh my God. Like at the moment, it's like a minus £1,000 in my bank, and I'm still filming this and not working. I need to sort me. Right, listen, guys, now we've covered that. And obviously you've covered Mark and Nick and what they're up to today. We've got a few little subjects that we can talk about. After I'll just go for the comments in a sec. But yeah, got a couple of little subjects we can talk about today. So when are we striking the red blue then, lads? Honestly, I see someone actually put a comment when I done a video on that lad, right? Showed someone put a comment went, right, that's it, let's strike the hotel. I think, oh, people crack me up, man. Right. Hand it over. Yeah. Oh, is that a blue football?
No, it's not.
Right, listen. There's one of the things that come up last week, and I want to hear your opinions about it, right? So you know you got these AI cameras that can detect if you're on your phone and detect if you've got your seatbelt on, right? Yep. They tested out new AI cameras later last year, and it detects drunk or under the influence of drugs driving. Honestly. Right? So what did the AI camera detects the car and how you're driving, and just say you're swerving all over the show or you're driving's erratic, the camera will detect it, flag the reg, and then ping it to the local busies around you, and then they can go and intervene and do a little stop check on you and breathalyze you or drug swab you and all that. What do you reckon of that?
It's
good thing, bad thing.
At the end of the day, it's good, I think, personally.
Yeah, but my driver's erratic anyway, so I'll be getting pulled over every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's because you have to take 2 hours of sleep a week.
I know.
No, but seriously, it's a bit of a mad one, because like I said, I've said with drink driving and all that, like if you get like swabbed for weed and you lose your license, but you had a spliff 2 weeks earlier, I think that's bang out of order because it's definitely not impairing your driving. Do you know what I mean? But I think when it's bad, where literally it is impairing your driving, do you get me? Where I think sometimes you swap, they scan you or whatever, and you've literally completely 100% not impaired, but you get the test shows that you are, if you get me. Which I think's a little bit. I mean, like in America, they do the little walking across the line and stuff, can't you? And if you can do all that, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit of a grey area, and people have like pros and cons about it. But yeah, if an AI camera detects a drunk driver and it gets one off the road because he's currently drunk,
I tell you what, it's going to create a hell of a lot more work for the police. I'll tell you that. 100%, it's going to create a hell of a lot more work.
And there ain't enough
scan.
Yeah, because some
scan,
not
drunk driver. You go there, he's just tired.
The standards of driving now, I don't know whether it's just because in the last 6 months I've adapted me driving because I know I'm going for my test through driving instructing and blah blah blah. I'm more bringing it down to like driving the way you're supposed to. I don't know whether that's the reason why I'm noticing it more, but the standards of driving on the road is unbelievable. Like
I reckon I never come back after COVID, mate. I reckon since COVID, the driving's been awful. The last 6 months, like I've had people like just like awful driving in front of me. We talked about coming on the slip road, Mick, as a joke. But I was on the motorway and I literally a lorry. If I didn't slam on, a lorry just comes straight merged in.
Yeah.
From a side street, through cones. So we weren't like on a normal slip road. He was coming in at an angle like that to join the motorway. And if I didn't slam on or move out the way, I would have been wiped out, mate.
Yeah.
And you see them all the time doing what we do, innit? Like slow drivers, like 25 mile an hour in a 40. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes the slower drivers do me head in more than the fast ones.
That's what I mean. I had one this morning going down the M1 to going down to East Midlands. I was doing I just come out of a 50 with a lot of roadwork, so I got sped up to 70, and I thought the car was on a lay-by, but it weren't. And it must have been doing 30 mile an hour on the motorway.
It's just dangerous, isn't it?
And like Matty was saying, with the likes of that's probably nothing to do with people drink or drunk driving. Do you know what I mean? That's just people not concentrating, basically. And the worst thing about that, if they have had some drugs 2 days ago and they've lost concentration on the road, and next minute you get a ping from the AI camera, bang, police come down. 2 days ago you've got this in your stream, and now you've been done for drug driving. So you've got to start picking you've got to start concentrating more on the road. Otherwise, if you are a drug user or a drink driver from last night and you decide to go out in the morning and you're possibly still over the limit, then they're going to catch more of that, aren't they? Just because you've lost concentration on the road.
That's what does me head in, Mick. Like I said, if I was driving down the road and I was having a stripe off my steering wheel, and I was flying, I was off my barney, mate, take me off the road, get me banned. If I had a cheeky stripe on a stag do 10 days ago, it's having no effect on me at all, and I couldn't do while I'm driving. Do you know what I mean? And then you can lose your license. So that's the only thing I don't agree with the swab. And I think, yes, 100% no drunk or drink driving. That's really bad. But it's when it's not affecting you. Do you know what I mean? A few days later. And you just put you're not under the influence 2 days later. Is that dependent on the drug or the type of test? Because I know they can do like all sorts of. Anthony, can you elaborate on that for us? I'm not 100% sure myself.
How can you prove that you're not under the influence if it shows in their test and it was from 2 days ago? You can't prove that you're not under the influence.
That's what I'm going to say.
I think he's saying the swab only lasts 2 days.
There's no level, is there? Drugs, there's no level, is there? If you found it in your system, you've blown it. Whereas alcohol...
Yeah, but if you do a hair test, the weed stays in your system for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, if you do a fair follicle test. But I don't know what with the swabs, you see.
No, but that's what I mean. If you haven't had none that day, or you've only had one from 12 hours ago, or even 24, okay, 2 days might have been a little bit extreme. It mightn't show up in the test then. But I know me one of my mates who smokes weed, and he was having a spliff the night before, drove the day later, got swabbed, and it showed, and he had no proof of proving. He obviously told him, and it went in his favour. He had the 6 month suspension because of it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Weed. Is this fact, Andy, or are you guessing, mate? I'm not trying to question you. I just want to obviously curious. Do you know this because you've been swabbed or you're busy or something? But weed mouth swab is up to 2 days. So if I go to Dan for a cheeky little spliff, can I just have the Monday, Tuesday off and I'll be sound? Let me know. Oh, I'm asking for a friend, by the way. Coke swab up to 5 days. See, that's the only thing. You can hit the limo on a Friday and you're still swabbing positive on a Tuesday. The only thing that does me head in, you know what I mean? You're not if ban it on the Tuesday, are you?
Just go out on
Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing that does me head in. What?
Just go out on a Thursday instead.
The whole point was the time frame and not the days, but yeah, I get you. Yeah, go out on a Wednesday and then I'll be fine by the following Monday, yeah. Oh, in off the internet, I'm a taxi driver. Fair play, happy. Fair play. Hopefully that's accurate then, innit? But that's what I mean. So if you go in a heavy section on a Saturday, you're meant to have a week off work. I don't know, it's heavy, innit? Gareth, is a Volkswagen Charan TDI any good for a settle car? I don't see why not, mate. The settle cars, there's not your responsibility, are they, really? TDIs are good engines. Volkswagen Charan are massive. The Volkswagen Charan is the same as the Seat, innit? Alabama. Similar to like a Galaxy, aren't they? Yeah, they're good cars, mate. Solid. Listen, while we're talking about quality of cars and drivers, now I know obviously I watch a lot of the motorway cops and everything else, right? And if you notice the foreign drivers that come over, I don't mean taxi drivers, I mean people who come to live here in the country, they're allowed to drive on their old licence, aren't they? For like whatever, 6 months or 12 months. And I don't know what's the score with this fella on TikTok, but I done it on DM News, and it was a TikTok, right? Watching on DM News, the TikTok. A busy pulled this car over. It was a Ford Focus, and there was 9 passengers in the Ford Focus. 9. And what you call it? The busy was just absolutely gobsmacked. And I just thought to bring it up after talking about the quality of cars and driving. And the fella was like, the fella was looking at me going,
"Is there a video of just the
one after the other?"
Yeah, it's on. Honestly, I go to DM News and it's on there, lad. And the driver's like that though. The driver couldn't speak much English, so I think he's on holiday or something, and he's allowed to do it wherever he's from. Do you get me? Or he didn't think it was that serious. But yeah, he's like, the driver was like that, and the busy's going, "Why are you laughing? Why are you smiling? There's 9 people in your car." He was like that. Oh, mate, honestly, watch the TikTok, guys. It's so funny. But yeah, 9 people. The busies were just like shocked on how bad it was. Do you know what I mean? Funny though. If you oil pull with coconut, I get you. It binds its THC molecules. I get you. There's little ways to blag it. Like, what are you saying, Mick?
Imagine he crashed with 9 people in the car.
Honestly, a lot of them were kids, mate. A lot of them were kids. It was heavy to be honest.
Have to be, wouldn't he? To fit 9 in a Ford Focus.
Imagine 9 full-grown adults. Jesus Christ, like a clown car. Don't know what they're like in your area, but round here, care workers are the most lethal drivers on the road, usually in the smallest cars too. Mate, listen, my wife used to do care in the community, she had to go on the crash, but it wasn't her fault. She had to go sideswipe. But, yeah, I would say, because the care workers are normally tired, overworked, underpaid, and rushing between jobs, aren't they? That's probably why, mate. I've got much respect for the care community, and you get flipping ruined, mate. Like, proper minimum wage jobs for what they do is unbelievable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a choice of being a care worker or working in the Aldi and you get more money in the Aldi. It's just nuts. But yeah.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know how you can define whether it's a care worker that's thinking on the road. Maybe
sometimes
you can see they wear the outfits, don't they?
Yeah.
Very rare I pay it that much attention, to be fair.
Yeah, no, they wear the outfits and that, don't they? What would you reckon, Eddie? If we're talking about bad drivers, right? If I ask Mark and ask Mick, what type of driver would you see is the... Oh, yeah, Mark's already lining up for it. So what would you say is the worst type of driver on the road, Mark?
Worst type?
Do you know what I mean? Like
what profession?
Bus lorry, beamer, taxi.
Bus drivers.
Yeah.
Because they think they own the road, and they don't.
But haven't they got a legality, though, where we've got to give way to them?
No, it's courtesy, that. Let them pull out.
It's not legal, though.
Don't think so. No. Mick
should know. He's a driving instructor. Mick?
I'm not, why did you get branded the driving? I'm not a driving instructor yet.
What's the rules, Mick? Is the bus got priority, mate?
No.
I thought he did.
No, they don't have priority. Just like any other driver that pulls in the side of the road.
The only people who've got priority are blues and twos, isn't it?
They should really be waiting until they've got a safe gap to do so, but they don't, do they?
Oh, mate, they just pull up and expect you to slam on, don't they?
Yeah.
The buses, ruthless. What about you, Mick? What's your worst type of driver? Or like type of profession driving, if I'm a specific one?
I don't even know whether I've got one, to be fair. I just notice bad driving when it's bad
To be fair,
driving.
some taxi drivers are bad.
I'm
They
going to
are.
say some taxis are
They are.
terrible. Some taxi drivers are terrible drivers.
They
And we've
are.
got such a bad reputation on the road.
Yeah.
Like my wife hates taxi drivers on the
No,
road.
she just
She says
hates
they're
you.
just ruthless. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, if you think about it,
I have got to be honest.
like
with taxi
lorries
drivers,
is a big one. Like I respect the HGV like job. I think it's unreal. I couldn't do it. But like the lorries on the motorway, like drive me insane sometimes. Do you know what I mean? They literally just will not like be flexible at all in any scenario.
They can't,
It's
though,
like
can
I'm
they?
a lorry.
They
And
can't
that's
go on the
happening.
motorways, can they? Because they can't slow down, can they?
No, but I mean, just like anything like that. They just they'll pull across you and expect you to slow down and move out the way. Similar to buses.
Mick might be able to correct me wrong here or not, but I don't know if he's
Oh yeah, Mick, I haven't struck that. Go on.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's covered it in his lessons or whatever like that. But you know, if you're coming up to a red light, no, you're coming up to a traffic light, and you got a wagon behind you, and it goes amber. What do you teach? You're told to the pupil. If it's amber, you're supposed to slow down and stop, aren't you? You're prepared to stop. But if you've got a wagon behind you, you've got to keep going no matter what, because if you slam on anchors, he's going straight through the back of you.
So you can go through a red light.
No, you can't go through a red light. But you know when it goes amber and it's just about to turn red, you can keep going.
Yeah,
you can do it anyway.
You
can do that anyway, can't you?
Yeah, no, yeah, but right. If it goes green and then amber, and you've got nothing behind you, you're supposed to stop. You're supposed to.
Oh, okay. But you get allowed to.
Yeah, but if it's like, because I actually got pulled over once, and he actually said to me, "Look, when you went through a red, but it because his had gone orange, amber, so he knows I've gone for a red." And he said, "Look, did you slow down?" And I went, "Nah." Well, I went, "Yeah," but that wagon was behind me. So I think he wanted to go on what I was saying. If I turn around and says, "No, I weren't preparing to slow down," I reckon he would have done me. But I just said I was slowing down, but I realised that wagon was too close to me. So if I braked and stopped, he went, "Fair enough." But next time, just approach it a lot slower.
Right, do you know what? One of the lads. By the way, I want to specify. There's a few. You can name a few, can't you? BMW drivers don't like the indicators. Your white vans, you know, your tradesmen and all that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not their van, is it? So they're bouncing around. I used to be one. Bounce round and just disrespect the van because it's not your van. It's a works van. So the white van man, they're normally a bit of a baddies. And yeah, buses and lorries. Well, listen, one of the lads I remember years ago, and it was so too, he went through a red light, right? And the busies pulled him. So he spat all over the steering wheel, like that. And then pulled up and he's like that, going, oh, and the busy pulled up and then knocked on his window. All right, mate. I went, oh, sorry, mate. Look, and then showed the steering wheel. I just had a proper sneeze and fit then. What happened? What did I do? Honestly, got away with it. Honestly, because he was just like that, and then acted dead innocent. And he's like that. He's going, oh, sorry. And his eyes are watered. He's like, what happened, mate? You went for red lights. Well, did I? I'm like, I mean, I had a crazy sneeze and fit. I got allergies and all that. And the busy just let him off, mate. Because he spat all over the steering. Oh, such a clever move, like, you know what I mean? Because he only went through it a little bit. He didn't, like, take the mick and go through solid red. Do you know what I mean? But I just thought that was a belter thing I had to share. Should around here have branded vehicles, wheel spin past the bus every time, yeah. Anthony Wolverhampton drivers, yeah, specifically, mate, yeah. There you go, DPD drivers, yeah. DPD and like your Amazon drivers, yeah, they're heavy ones as well, aren't they? Because, like I said, it's not their vans, so they're just bouncing around. The same as like, I mean, also when you get a hire car, you don't treat a hire car like you should treat your own car, would you? No. Would you get me to a certain degree? Because I had a hire car once. I bought a Proton. Don't even know you remember the cars. I bought a Proton Gen 2 when I was younger. Brand spanking new off the forecourt, and I kept on breaking every week. Terrible car. Don't buy any Proton. And when I got a hire car the first week, and I'm flipping wheel spun out the showroom, out the dealership. And then I went back the next time it broke, and he wouldn't give me a hire car. And I said, "Oh, it's the last time we've seen you." And my dad was with me. Went, "You didn't wait until you just got round the corner, no." Ragged it off the forecourt. But yeah, I think that's what makes people look bad. Same as the buses. Buses are not their cars, is it? Do you know what I mean? So listen, big changes in the airports. How you feeling? First one, Liverpool Airport. Tolls going up in March. Doesn't really affect us too much, does it? It's going up an extra £1 because it goes to the customer, doesn't it? But airport tolls going up in March is next week. Liverpool Airport, 10 minutes, £6.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's going to affect you, Mick? You bothered?
I'm not even changing the price, mate. We're already at, like, I mean, for the sake of what our Liverpool Airport's minimum wage, mate. So if you get a car from us for a one-way journey to Liverpool Airport, it's £40 anyway.
45, well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
You're not adding £1 on. Yeah, but what about Uber? It normally takes them 6 months to up the toll price, doesn't it? So you still be getting a £5 off Uber, even though you're paying £6 to get out. That'll be happening for ages.
I'll just take them in the free drop-off.
You just put in a review, don't you, for £1?
I'll just say Uber's not paying us for the drop-off at the moment, so you'll have to go in the free one.
Wonder if they're disabled and it's raining.
Then I'm not ass. I'll take the £1.
Oh, mate. Mobility drivers, yes, happening. Bang on, mate. Like the second one, toll increase, obviously for Liverpool. See, myself personally, I think Liverpool's got a little bit little man syndrome. Do you know what I mean? Mark will know very well what this is. So why do I reckon Liverpool? Like, listen, sorry, Mark. But listen, why is Liverpool charging the same prices like Heathrow, isn't it? Like, isn't Heathrow like £6 to drop off? Mark should know. You go there all the time, don't you?
£7.50, I think.
What is it?
Heathrow. £7.50, I think.
It's £7.50.
£6.50, £7. I'm sure it's £7.50. I think that's how much I paid last week.
I thought it was £6. That's kind of ruined my argument. That I was like, why is Liverpool on £6, but like a big airport like Heathrow was £6?
£7.50, definitely £7. Leeds Bradford's £7.50.
So Liverpool's actually cheap compared to the population.
Leeds Bradford's £5. Not Leeds Bradford. East Midlands £5.
Manchester's only £6, isn't it?
£6 or £6.70 in it. Is it always £6? £6.70 in it. But why is it differ per terminal anyway? Do we know?
It doesn't.
No.
It is?
It's not.
Manchester?
Yeah.
Pick up and drop off are different, but terminals doesn't differ.
Yeah, same price for the terminals, I'm pretty sure.
When I pay my concession, it's £3 or £3.70.
Yeah, well, one's pick up and one's drop off.
No.
Where is?
Oh. You two argue. Let me Google it. Argue. I reckon just to cause problems, I reckon Mark's right.
No, it's not terminals, it's pick up and drop off. Same price on terminals.
I think I paid £3 today at Terminal 2.
Drop off.
Yeah, drop off.
Drop off's cheaper than pick up.
And Manchester.
Who's right?
Terminal
Who's right? Oh, who's right, guys?
Because Terminal 3 is £3.70, isn't it? Drop off.
No, £3.
I'm sure it is.
Right, who reckons right, guys? Because I've got the facts from Manchester's website. So, Manchester Airport drop-off terminal. This is not concession card, yeah? Up to 5 minutes at Terminal 1 drop-off, a £5.
Is it because you go over the 5 minutes?
No. Terminal 2 drop-off, £5. Terminal 3 drop-off, £5.
Yeah.
It's
pick up Terminal 1.
The difference in prices, man.
Oh, right.
Terminal 2, £6.20. Terminal 3, £6.20.
Right.
Now, the interesting thing is, Terminal 1 is up to 30 minutes pick up. Terminal 2 and 3 is only 15.
15, yeah.
If you want to go to 30 minutes for Terminal 2 and 3, it's £8. So that's the only difference.
So it's Terminal 1 on half an hour?
Says on their website, yeah.
That's strange.
But Terminal 2 and Terminal 3 is only 15 minutes.
Terminal 1 going though, isn't it? So that's why they're just not changing it.
That's a good point, isn't it? But that's a fun little fact, boys. But listen, what I wanted to bring up Manchester Airport as well is they're going barrierless. Like, where's barrierless at the moment? You got fine, Mark, then you buy a barrierless airport.
Stansted, yeah. Stansted.
What happened there then? So did you just drop off and what?
I picked up the express drop off. you can drop, you can pick up, and
Yeah.
obviously it's only just changed. So I just drove straight through, and it said big signs. My own fault. I picked up on the Tuesday, and I had to pay by midnight the Wednesday night, and I remembered Thursday morning. So I went on the website, and they said put my registration in, and it just come up saying it's more than 36 hours or something like that. I don't know. So
I would have contacted them directly. Probably would have just let you pay it.
Yeah, I know.
How much was the fine?
£100. But then if you paid it within 14 days, it's 60.
How much was the toll?
I would have phoned them on the Thursday day.
Yeah.
I don't know about the airport toll, but I know the bridge toll, Mersey Gateway and all that. If you contact them in person and like I said, I totally forgot to one off. Sometimes they let you pay the toll, don't they? And you get away with the fine. I don't know if the airports would be like though. But the thing is, that's why I brought it up. Manchester Airport's going barrierless as well, like Stansted and the others. Did you hear about that, Nick?
Yep. I reckon it'll be well better.
I think it's going to be better.
Hell of a
They're
lot
going to
better.
have. They're going to have an automatic payment system for us drivers.
The amount of dozy people at them things. Hurry up.
I've seen loads where they press the number, they press the button and go, I've been here 4 hours, I didn't expect to pay 400 quid. Do you know when you just go in to meet the family, they haven't got a clue how much you're paying?
Yeah.
Trying to leave with like a 75 quid charge because they've been there for hours because they wanted to land at the airport with flowers. But yeah, honestly, mate, I reckon it'll be so much better. Obviously, what I said was when I covered it in a way on the article, for us, I think it's going to be brilliant, isn't it? Because obviously we can get an account. Then at the moment, T2 is backing up on the barriers a lot now, and it's causing problems. So I reckon when it goes barrierless, I think it's going to be good. But the only bad thing is if you're a person and you're just going to drop off once in a blue moon, that's where it could be an issue, couldn't it? Because you might forget and get fined. But look, that was this morning.
Just clears straight away without barriers.
Yeah, but look, all the barriers are up. Look, all the barriers are up.
Yeah, but
and then you know that little mini roundabout.
What caused it in the first place was the backup of barriers. It's what caused it in the first place. Why they lift the barriers?
Yeah, I reckon because what's bad about T2 is the drop off and the in and out is on the same mini roundabout.
Yeah.
What for
That's what caused the problems at T2.
But they're changing it though, aren't they?
Are they? In what way?
You know where they all park the planes up. You know when you get to the mini roundabout, they're doing something to the left, aren't they? Have you noticed? And then you get and then you go over the roundabout as though you're going to go to the private high. You can turn right or you turn left as though you're going to go to Greg's. Turn left. They're doing something along there, aren't they? Aren't they putting in a slit road through there?
I don't know, but what they are doing is they're putting Terminal 1 into Terminal 2. That's why half the terminal's shut. So technically, Terminal 2 is going to double in size to cater in for Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. But they must be doing it. You say separate exit or something.
Thingies there at the end of that road, coming out of that drop off. It's them traffic lights. I don't think they're needed.
At the roundabout?
Yeah.
Yeah, they cause mayhem.
I don't think they're needed. You give them away the roundabout anyway. I honestly don't think they're needed.
That's what's making me think they're doing something to it.
Yeah, I think that they need to do away with the traffic lights there and just let the roundabouts be a roundabout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one sec, guys. And let's just go through the comments. Levesque Hackney drivers. Bristol is £6. Heathrow £6 drop off, £7.50 pick up. So there you go, done. So Liverpool's the same price as Heathrow. But it's here. It's going up to £8 as they're building a new car park. £8? That's a lot, isn't it? So, I mean, grand scheme of things, though. If you're paying £5 for a holiday, £8's not too bad, is it? But still, it's a lot of money, isn't it? Listen, this is the big one. I kind of saved it until like the comment died down and everything else. But we've done some research, and everyone is kicking off about Uber's rates in 2025, isn't it? Bad rates. It's really bad. Blah blah blah. So we done research, didn't we? and we look back at what we were earning per driving time in 2024 in January, February, March, and we were earning more or less the same we are now, right? But we're on less per mile. So what I want to ask you guys, whoever wants to answer first, is why do you think, or how do you think that we're earning the similar than we was last year, but they're taking more commission and we're getting less per mile?
What? Say that again.
So we're earning the same as last year, driving time. I was right. So when our wheels are moving, we're earning the same now than we was last year, or very similar, right? But since last year, the rates are a hell of a lot less, and Uber's taking more commission from us. Yet we're still earning a similar amount for the driving time, on trip time.
It can only stand down to because it doesn't make sense, because Uber's supposed to be cheaper for the customers.
That's why I'm asking you. Mark, what do you reckon, lad?
I ain't got an answer. I don't know. I generally don't know.
It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird? 100% last year. 100% last year.
That's
we
why
were on better rates per mile.
I think I just think Uber are doing something in the background that's making it like that. I don't know. That's why I always go on about. I've had times in an hour where it's in the rush hour. I've had 3 jobs, bang, 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 and I've probably got 20 minutes left of that hour, and it's dead for like 20 minutes.
Like they've cut you off.
Yeah.
Like you've earned enough this hour.
Yeah.
Loads of people have said that to me.
And I reckon it's very. It's. I don't know. That's why I think I think that's why they brought Trip Radar in
to balance it.
Yeah. Because
see,
I know that I've had an exclusive job. I've had a Trip Radar job, and I had an exclusive job, and I've cancelled. I'm not doing that. It's 2 miles too far away from me, and then I got a Trip Radar for exactly the same job.
Yeah, I get it. See, myself personally, last year it was definitely more focused on per mile rate, weren't it? Where now it's focused more on per minute rate. Yeah, and we've all agreed on this, haven't we? Because like if I do a job, right, like the ones I done on the way home from Blackpool, it was nearly £1 a mile, but it was junction to junction. It was 95% motorway, and I was close to £1 a mile. But then if Mick does a job in the city centre to West Derby, it could be 4 mile, but it takes ages with the traffic. You're on nearly £3 a mile for that, aren't you? You're sometimes on maybe £8 for that, or 12 quid if there's traffic. So do you reckon the way they've done the pricing, it's worked out the same on average for us, if you get me? But it doesn't look that way, because when we get those crap jobs, like the Leeds one I posted on the group, 75 quid for 70 mile. Do you know what I mean? But as a per mile rate, a per hour rate, he still earns a good wage. Like what Mick said, driving time rate, he's earned a good wage.
I'm saying that, right? But
it's
don't
forget
mileage,
that's where it differs. So the time's the same, but the mileage is different. So last year you would have been doing loads less miles.
Yeah, but don't forget Uber.
But this year we're doing hell of a lot more mileage.
Don't forget Uber. They do their driving time, don't they? They don't do our time. So we could be at an hour. We could be out for 8 hours, but you only do 6 hours on Uber driving time.
Yeah.
They don't look at how many hours we're out. Like Mick, you're saying you did that at £800 in 38 hours. How many hours actually were Uber driving hours? Was it something like
31
hours?
31.40.
Yeah. So if you break that down, over £800, they know you've earned £800. That 31 hours, that hourly rate will go up, won't it?
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, though. But I'm on about the only metric we can go from this year and last year. You don't know what online time was. Is driving time, and the driving time hours, not miles, is the same. We're earning per hour driving time the same as when our wheels are moving and when our wheels aren't. And what made a good point is we've talked about you being more on a per minute rate than a per mile rate.
Yeah.
So even though we're earning the same we was last year, we are doing a hell of a lot more miles to get that money.
Yeah.
And but the worst thing is, right, is with since I've been on the taxis as well, is how are you getting on tonight? How are you getting on, lad? Oh, I've been out 3 hours and I've done 60 quid. Yeah, so I'm doing well, yeah. It's never, you never asked how many miles have you done for that?
Yeah.
We always, yeah, I've been out 8 hours. I've just done 250 quid. Can't complain.
It's like, if you think about it,
no one ever looks at the mileage for years in the taxi trade.
That's what I was going to say.
That's why you've probably done it.
I was going to say that,
We have to. It's a big factor for us.
Yeah.
We pay our diesel and petrol over mileage.
Because what we should have done, when you put it out to your members, like saying doing that last year compared to this year, what we should have said, we would never have known anyway. How many miles difference have you done from last year to this year?
You can't. That's the only reason why we've done it.
Unless you tracked it, unless there's someone out there, I bet you there is, that's someone that resets their mileage every shift.
Every shift.
And I bet you there's someone out there that could probably tell you.
Yeah.
I can more or less guarantee you, if we are in similar money than last year,
it's down to
we're
mileage.
definitely doing a hell of a lot more miles to get
that. Got to be mileage. It's got to be. It's the only thing.
Like you're saying is, you just hit the nail on the head. You went ask an Uber driver how much you earned in January. Oh, £20 an hour.
Yeah.
I was at this January. Oh, £20 an hour. Yeah, but the difference is though, this January you probably done double the miles.
Yeah.
So technically, what Uber's been able to wangle is to pay the drivers the same. Yeah, but get more jobs covered.
Yeah, more mileage.
Because the miles, you're doing more jobs per hour to get that money. Do you get me? So our earnings hasn't changed, but obviously our expenses have gone up, haven't they? With the extra miles and everything else.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a mad one, though, isn't it? The fact that we are actually earning on trip time the same money.
So the difference, what we're probably looking at for this and thingy is our expenses have come up and the wages stayed the same. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at the insurance alone. It's crazy.
It's like I had a customer last week. They moaned. The firm I do the jobs off, they've put their price, they've put Manchester prices up, and I think they've put Leeds Bradford thing only by about £2 a job, £2.50. And I've actually had a customer because why have they put prices up? And I just looked at him and I just went, well, why not? Everything else has gone up, but it's only £2, £2.50.
Yeah. Yeah, but people just don't get it or understand it, do they?
No.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the big thing about it, mate. Eh? It is the expenses have gone up. Did you know? Have you noticed now? Mick's done it. I know a few other lads that are getting rid of the big diesel minibuses and going for the cheaper hybrid cars. One of the lads I know has got rid of his V-Class for a Tesla Model Y.
It's the only way forward.
Just because the expenses are so high on the V-Classes and the diesel minibuses.
Until they bring out a decent hybrid minibus or electric minibus.
Yeah.
Then I can't see how diesels are viable for them, honestly. And it's only gonna go up, the diesel as well.
How much running cost do you reckon a diesel minibus is per mile? Got to be what, 20, 30? Well, obviously, I'm on about like total. You're probably talking maybe 30, 40p a mile, aren't you?
No, 20, 25p.
No, I'm not about for diesel, Mick. I'm not about just general. Just running that vehicle each month.
Oh, with everything involved?
Yeah, it's going to be 40, 50p a mile, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be close to, with insurance and the finance and everything else.
DPF problems, diesel, AdBlue, the list goes on.
You're looking nowadays, it's 900 quid finance for a bus now, diesel.
Sickening.
My mate's got one coming in April and he's paying 900 quid.
Honestly, mate. Honestly. But then you got how much diesel on that?
And then...
So if you're on a full-time bus driver, you're talking £1,000 a month on diesel, aren't you? Probably more.
100 yeah, if you're doing 1,000 a week, 1,000 miles a week, you're looking
250.
250 diesel.
So there's £1,000 a month in diesel. 900 quid
Grand
finance, there's
finance.
1,900 quid. Insurance, sometimes insurance is 300-400 quid for certain people. So there's nearly £2,500.
270 I was paying for me insurance a month.
That's what I mean. And people are just going, listen, even just normal, even, by the way, I'm not about this is not Uber, I'm not about general private hire, airports, the works. People just opting to go for Lecky and the cheaper running costs, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because on the, I done a video, I don't know if you've seen it yet, and I worked until my battery ran out. Now, I didn't end up working completely until my battery ran out, because I had to get home to get my tyres sorted. But that shift, I can't remember the facts, but that shift, I literally cost me like, I think it was £2.20 in electric for the full shift. Do you get me? It's just stupid. Now, obviously, my finance is stupidly high because I've got a stupid car. But if you went and got yourself a second-hand Model 3, like my wife, she pays 280 quid a month finance for their car.
But some people can't do that either.
No.
Because some people can't home charge, so...
I would love to have an electric car, but I can't home charge at the moment to have my drive done.
You have a drive,
that's what I mean.
Hey?
Don't you have a drive, Mark? No.
I have. It's a shared drive, but I live on my drive's quite steep.
Oh.
And the garage is at the back. Well, I ain't got a garage anymore. It's a bar now, but it's to get it down now. So I've got room on the front, but it just needs all doing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Couldn't you get a wall charger with like a 10-meter wire cable and just
Then
run
I can't
run
guarantee
up
to
your
park outside my house.
They should issue. Let me just go for the comments there quick. Martin, morning. More shorter jobs or more jobs in the same time, less running miles? Do you think hourly rate per mile is more important? Round here is off quite rural and look at time rather than mileage to extent. Judson, I can tell you now, it should be per mile because we pay out per mile. But with Uber, it's not. It's per hour. But our expenses are literally matched to a per mile expense to a certain degree. Ducky, 3 days off, lad. My car's a car and cab getting fixed or playing Tax Life on the PS5. Go on, lad. Do some practicing when you get your car back. It's right. What's up with your car, Ducky? Morning, fellas from sunny Alicante airports. Just got an Uber. The respect they get in Spain is unbelievable. Oh, it's right, Wayne. It's right, mate. Hybrid or home charging is way forward for this game, yeah. Ducky, taxis are shambles, mate. Can't wait to finish them. Chris, hello, gentlemen from beautiful Thailand. Mate, are you still in Thailand? Lad, you left in December.
Goes for 3 months.
Chris,
How long's he been out there?
Oh, mate, well, he brought him in December.
He goes for 3 months, doesn't he?
Is it 3 months he goes to? Because I know Mark, one of our members, he went for 2, didn't he? He went for nearly 2 months.
6 weeks, wasn't it, yeah?
Flipping mad, isn't it? But listen, this is already getting a bit of a long one. Got one more thing to talk about. So Andy Bourbon, or whatever his name is, Manchester Mayor, he had an interview on the BBC radio, and he was talking about how he wants Manchester to get the power back to the 10 councils of Greater Manchester and kind of stop out-of-town drivers and out-of-town licences and stuff like that. And we have talked about this quite a bit. I've just broke my chair.
Oh, dear.
I was repositioning. Definitely need to go on a diet, me, don't I? So, what I was going to say to you is how do you reckon it's going to go? If it does happen, how's it going to go? Seriously. Because we've talked about this. We don't have to talk loads about it. But seriously, it's been ages now. Like, how are you going to do it? If you kick all the Wolves and Sefton and Nosey out of Manchester, they're all going to come to Liverpool anyway.
That's why the government aren't going to do it, because they know it's just going to cause further problems down the line. Did you see? I don't think he said it was in part of his plan, but me personally,
he didn't seem focused enough, did he? Did he? It was like it was all the other stuff.
Yeah, it was something else. It was just like it was half-hearted. He didn't seem like he was. It
was an afterthought, wasn't it?
It was like when he said this, that because he got questioned on it. It was like, is that including out of hours, out of area taxis? And he went, that's part of our plan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to.
He hasn't got the power, and that's the issue. He just
That's
hasn't
what
got
I
the
mean.
power.
He knows in himself that I'm not going to win this, but
Yeah.
he's standing there trying to look
I'm
good.
saying it's not going to happen, but you generally don't know.
Well, you know, he legally can't do it until
I know he
gets
can't, but
until
he
the law
said he's going
changes.
to ask, and he's going to ask if he can do it, if he can try it.
That's what's going to happen now. He's got to ask if he can have the power like the Mail in London does. Do you know what I mean? I had a bump 10 months ago. Only just paid the $7.50 excess. Not the excesses on it in Cab, yeah. Heavy. Was it your fault, Ducky? You can buy a new chair in the Matty shop. Yeah, DM shop, guys. There's no chairs, but there's awesome cups, mugs, and shirts, and hoodies, and other stuff. Go check it out at drivermatty.com. Listen, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. What are you doing, Mick? It looks like you're flipping decorating or something.
Oh no, I'm just messing with my little lad.
Oh, is he there? Yeah. Well, listen, what we'll do is we'll call it a day anyway, because it's been about over an hour anyway. So listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thanks again to Mick and Mark. And definitely come consider joining the Patreon. And go check out drivermatty.com. All things moi. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. And I'll see you next time, yeah?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now, let me just stop.